Ninjas. That's right, we got ninja ship girls. The current collab event gave us 7 new ships from the Senran Kagura series. It may seem like a lot, but realistically you only need to pull for 4 of them, as the other 3 are obtainable from points and missions in the event. By the way, swiping the screen when you have the collab ship set as your secretary rips their clothing, which stays that way for the entirety of the game. Oh my god! Now let's take a closer look at the ships themselves. Murasaki, a light aircraft carrier. You know, Murasaki means purple in Japanese, which is very fitting as her hair and design is purple. She got this cool poison barrage that's also purple, and she's an elite that's collection tier. The other elite ship, Yuyaki, is a heavy cruiser and my personal bias for this event. Her heels are so high she has to contact air traffic control every time she moves around. I think she's pretty good for an elite ship though. She does get main gun +1 and a secondary gun. She also has a stacking mechanic that has a chance to buff her anytime her guns hit something, which makes me think you could run the blue DD gun in her second slot just to fully stack this as fast as possible, which would give you another buff and more barrages. She's not breaking the meta, but I think she is still a very fun and good ship to use, especially considering she's only an elite. On to the SRs. Let's start with Homura, the submarine in the event, who is obtainable by leveling the dojo in the event map. Very kind of them to do this, as it means less ships to pull for, and pulling for a submarine, at least in my opinion, doesn't feel as great as pulling for a surface ship. Gameplay wise, she's no Da Vinci, but she's not bad either. She's got barrages, some torpedo buffs, including crit buffs, which is very nice, and you get her for free, technically, so can't complain. Next, Asuka, the poster girl for Senran Kagura. Following the trend of previous collabs, the main character is a light cruiser that spits out barrages and is far stronger with the power of friendship. She gets massive buffs when used with other Senran Kagura ships. Her barrages have 2 unique traits to them. Fighting a single enemy guarantees a critical hit, letting you take advantage of the massive 45% crit damage buff she gets. Fighting many enemies has 1 barrage combo into the other as long as the barrage sinks an enemy. This makes her pretty versatile against bossing or mobbing, which is very nice. Ikaruga, a heavy cruiser. She is the SR available in the shop, so also technically a free SR ship. She gets main gun +1 and a preload torp, which I really like, and then she gets so many barrages. Her first skill already spits out 3 barrages, with 2 of them coming out before the shield and another right after. Her second skill, guess what, gives another barrage. That's 4 already. The second skill is only an 80% proc chance, but it's every 10 seconds, so you'll likely still see it happen a lot. Simply put, she's a thicker Asuka. And then we have Fubuki. No, not that one either. Fubuki, the battleship. At first glance, she seems very solid. Her first skill brings a plethora of nice buffs and utility, notably 5% flagship damage with no strings attached. Her second skill gives a nice barrage, which reaches 100% proc rate with her augment. It also gives a permanent 5% damage buff to aviation damage after 5 hits, which is interesting. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm assuming 5 hits doesn't mean 5 barrages, cause that would suck. I think it literally means 5 hits, so you can get the buff after just 1, maybe 2 barrages since it hits multiple times per barrage. Yumi. She's an aircraft carrier. Her plane loadout? Decent. Her stats? Decent. Breast size? Huge. Skill wise? Very simple. Aviation buff, plus a few extra airstrikes. Her augment adds a freeze and slow. A very standard kit for carriers these days. The one unique thing about her is falling below 50% HP gives her a big heal and clears her detection gauge once per battle. Essentially a zombie skill on a main fleet ship. And with the detection gauge clear, I think she would be pretty good in World 14 and 15. Very simple kit, but hey, it just works. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Overall, this event is pretty much exactly what you can expect from a collab. The ships are good and fun to use, but they do not beat URs or any of the OP ships right now. If you're low on cubes, you're faced with a difficult decision. you could roll for these ships as collab reruns are not 100%. So if you miss them now, you might not get the chance to roll for them later. Or if you're okay with skipping these ships, you could save for the new UR ship that's likely to come out next month. Whatever decision you make, I wish you luck.